What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, we are just about 24 hours into the new season and this new era of being able to unbind your Soulbound reward cards from the Chaos Legion reward set. And so far, we've burned almost 40 million DEC, which is not an insignificant amount by any means. So you can see here, this is the API that the team shared. There's about 136,000 in terms of credits. That's negligible at this point. It wouldn't make sense for people to use credits, but I guess some people did. DEC is the way to go because 40 million DEC, or with us being roughly about 60% of PEG right now, it's like 25,000 US dollars worth of value that went into unbinding these cards, which to me is actually quite significant, right? So I'm looking at this, and I didn't know what to expect. Now, it's not over the moon, right? It's not to a point where I would say, okay, hey, we're going to eat through I think I said like 200 to 300 million that we would need to. We're not going to eat through that with this alone. I think, we saw the first element of it. It seems like prices have cooled down, and I'll do a separate video kind of focusing on where the prices are at. But, so far, I would say that this is off to a good start. And when you think about it, when you think about this process as a whole, let's say things cool off significantly, and for the rest of the 6 months, we only get to maybe 50 million. Even still, the fact that reward cards are now not a DEC faucet, but a DEC sink that could burn up to 50 million DEC, right? I mean, shoot, let's not even go there. Let's say nothing else gets burned. 40 million DEC per set, right? And they come out with a set every 18 months or so. I'm looking at that and thinking to myself, that's fantastic, right? Because it's a double-sided swing. We didn't just reduce the amount of DEC faucets out there, right? With cards being able to be burned for DEC, we have now made it so that in order for people to max out their cards or sell them or rent them or do whatever they want, they're burning 40 million DEC worth. And again, I do believe we're just getting started. I would like to see this cross like the 100 million DEC at some point, but again, that might be a while, and it could be closer to when we get to like the 15x and maybe new players coming in. We'll have to see how all that shakes out. But 40 million on day one, I got to say, is pretty good. And you can actually see, let's go over here to Splinter cards for a second. You can see for the first time, for the first time in months, right? And maybe almost half a year at this point, we are seeing a significant DEC burn, right? This has always been around the 5.69 billion range. But for the first time, we're actually seeing a significant amount. Now, this is 20 million net that was burned, right? 23 million net that was burned. So when you think about the fact that we had 39 million, right? Or we'll say 40 million that was burned, but this is only showing 22 million on the one day. That means we probably had some crazy DEC sinks. We probably had some crazy amount of card burning, right? Older card burning or cards below burn value, reward cards from the previous set, right? Being burned in order to convert to this. So that's another thing that I'll talk about, and I'll say that for a separate video, just so I want a chance to dig into the data a little bit more. But overall, I mean, this is fantastic. I am very happy to see the start that we are off to. Like I said, 40 million DEC is nothing to sniff at. I think, I'd put out there a while back that in order to eat through all of the extra like burning that we got from Gladiator cards and LPs going offline and all that initially, it probably was like 200 to 300 million. Then on top of that, we had 600 million getting recirculated back into the ecosystem through the team, right? And so far, let me go back to that. So far, I think they had like 625 million. So we've seen from that 625 million, like what is it, 60 to 70 million that's already been circulated back into the economy, right? So people are going in, they're buying stuff, they're using credits, and therefore the team is paying that out on the back end. I highly doubt that they're selling DEC when DEC is this far below peg. But as we see the team's account dwindle down, that's going to be something to watch, right? Because once we get through that, once we eat through it, once we can see the supply start to come down even more, maybe more get locked up in the DAO, right? All of that stuff's going to be really important. But I would say that at this point in time, right, considering the 300 million from earlier, considering the 600 million that we gave to the team, we probably need to burn about like a billion DEC. And not necessarily burn, right, but lock up in the DAO and or burn. Right now, I don't think there's anything going to the DAO, but obviously the team is, and not just the team, but I think a lot of people are somewhat convinced that we will see a rush, however big or small it may be, for Rebellion as we get closer to the end of that. That's still 4 months away. And then, of course, now the big X factor was the burn for DEC, or sorry, the DEC burn for the unbinding. And again, it's not insignificant. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll go ahead and leave things here. Just wanted to share with you the initial numbers after day one. Again, I take this as a very good sign. And if it can be something, already it's been a positive to the ecosystem as a whole. We've cleaned up a lot of exploitative areas, and we've now implemented a lot of DEC burns that people are engaging in. I take this as an absolute win, and I cannot wait for this game economy to clean itself up just a little bit more, get to a better space, and hopefully get some more players to come in. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.